Hello and welcome to Who Dares Rolls. I am your host, Mike B. This week I've been mostly feeling sick. I have had the man flu since about Wednesday. It's not so bad now. It's done, but it's kind of put a crimp on what I've done this week. So it's going to be short and sweet because I'm feeling it, just feeling a bit. So anyway. That's, well, how are you? How is everyone? All right? Yeah, ticking on, getting through. It's November now. It's mid-November nearly. What the blazes is going on? It's nearly December. Hopefully, if I get some spare time, I think I've got a week off the start of December, so I might get some spare time, I'll try and get some Christmas list video done, maybe. I don't know, it seems to be the done thing. And maybe just get some content moving, because the Drivel Circus review I need to drop. I need to look at June House of Secrets. I haven't had a chance because I felt like shit this week, and stuff like that. So anyway, what have I played? Played games. Played not a lot. We played Unfathomable last Sunday, so it's the second play of that. We played 4-player game on the Sunday. It went much smoother and much better than the 5-player game I had the week before. I think I'd maybe got a couple of rules wrong, or just set up wrong, because there seemed to be a lot of monsters on the board very early doors with that. This one we played with the Cultist as well as one of the Cylon substitutes, and it ended up being Robbie was the Cultist, because about 2 rounds into the game he asked a really stupid question which was clearly pointing him as being the Cultist. Even though he tried to distract that, it was clearly what he was. And Tony was a hybrid from the outset, actually, and he'd done a very good job playing under the radar until everything went tits up towards the latter half of the game. I managed to identify him as that, but it was too late. There was too much, too little, too late. The ship was on fire. Poseidon adventure levels of carnage, and we sunk as we kind of veered into the home straight. On the whole, I think it is a really good re-implementation of Battlestar. The Battlestar theme helps, and certainly I will go with that still. I do think that just seamlessly works much better to go. It hasn't got the bloated later Battlestar stuff, which kind of helps it for the minute. Although, as I said in the last time, I think it is definitely going to be, it's going to be helped by, I think, one small expansion, at least just add some more cards into the actual decks, but not the end of the world. But yeah, on the whole, it plays really well. I quite like what it does. It's just enough of its own thing. The Cthulhu mythos works well with it. It all kind of works. It doesn't feel shoehorned in any way. If you haven't got Battlestar and you've always wanted Battlestar, then I do think I can say it's a pretty good substitute. It does a good job. There's plenty of other stuff out there, to be fair, that do these social deduction stuff. Battlestar, must admit, did a thing of its own as a more epic sort of evening-long game, and it is still very much that, as a good 2 to 3 hours worth of game on that. Played, on the whole, fun. I'm not sure on mileage on it, because you are seeing a lot of the cards, but it's a social deduction game, so it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was. We were all having a bit of entertainment, other than Robbie being stupid. And the Cultist adds a nice touch that they essentially have to keep the ship alive long enough until the final last moments, where they can then sink it. That's what they've got to do. But we were kind of clued into that and stuck Robbie in the brig and stuff, and were generally aware of his shenanigans. But yeah, on the whole, I found that quite entertaining. Hopefully I'll get some games in tonight. It's been Sunday today. I don't know what yet. Other than that, I went with Bob the other night. We played some more Mario Party. It's got all the old classic boards. Enjoyed that. It was nice. Played a good couple of hours of that. Can't beat a bit of Mario Party. Other than that, I've been playing a bit of Hearthstone. I've been playing the new Mercenaries mode. Had a little trigger on that because I'm feeling a bit rough, so I've just been... that's all right. I'm not... yeah, so that generally... news.
Here is the news.
News. Not a lot, really. Steinmeier Games, or Jamie Stegmaier, has been teasing more Tapestry bits for the new Tapestry expansion, which goes on to pre-order in December. I must admit, the bits they're showing are tantalising to me. It looks quite good fun. They've not some more civs. There's some push your lock in here, some other bits and pieces, all the stuff that actually kind of I like that Tapestry's doing that. It's not the usual standard locked down Stonemaier sort of fare. It's kind of very sort of rough and roll your own and kind of push your luck and random stuff, which I dig. So more of that looks kind of cool. Definitely going on the old Christmas list, I suspect. I saw that Weather Machine, the new Vito Losada, Ian O'Toole sandwich of Euro Delights has hit Kickstarter. Everyone's losing their shizzle over it. It looks like this. Look at that. I look at that and I just go, Jesus wept. Just like, it's exhausting looking at that. It's moving a lot of stuff around. Lots of bits of wood being moved around a lot, I imagine, in the game. Essentially, apparently you're playing as some mad scientist. Oh dear. Excuse the old COVID. I'm tested, it's fine. You're playing some mad scientist guy messing with a weather machine. It feels a little bit like you're playing Sean Connery in the Avengers, the original Avengers movie from the 90s. If you know that one, he played August de Winter, a mad villain with a weather machine that was going to take over the world. And much surreal stuff happened. Well worth a revisit in What the Fuck Is This I'm watching? Just put that on your radar. It's terrible, but highly amusing. Or wasn't it Geostorm with Gerard Butler running around? It's that, basically, is a Euro game, I think. It's exhausting looking at it. I'm done. I can't be doing with these massive, giant, huge, complex Euros anymore. I just don't have the energy or the inclination. But that's your jam, then go and do it. Why not, I say, as the Mystic Eye is here, if I can make it for the rest of the video without dying. Mystic Eye, Weather Machine. Is it going to be a sunlit uplands or a wet, drizzly Saturday morning in Bognor Regis?
Yes, if you wish it to be so.
Well, that's highly non-conclusive. That was not an answer to my questions. Okay, I'll be more direct. No, I can't be more direct. Weather Machine clearly is a success. Is it just more? Is it a gorgeous looking spreadsheet?
Your thoughts are muddled. Think clearly before asking.
You have become quite tiresome. Just I'm saying. Just saying. You, tiresome. Okay, you're going over there in the naughty spot. Me then. So there's that. What have I been doing? Well, felt rough. So what I did actually, I've been reading through books. I finished the Into the Charybdis, which was an Alex White's alien novel. Actually, really good fun. If you've read Cold Forge, it's kind of is like a sequel to that. Got some characters come carry over. Really good. I won't say any more than that to spoil it, but actually it was really good. Really good. Really enjoyed a lot of what it did. Actually pulled a few. Zigged when it thought it was going to zag. An interesting take on that stuff. And I'd be interested if he does one more. I feel there's a trilogy in here somewhere. But it was cracking. It was really good. It set up some really nice stuff. I really enjoyed what it did. And if you're a fan of Alien, the universe, and have read some of the novels, by far those two stand out as something worth a look. Speaking of the reading of stuff, Jesus Christ. See what I'm doing for you? Part my self through. I've been digging into Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Tarantino's novel of the film. And it's kind of a cool. I like the aesthetic of it. It's kind of like an old 1970s sort of supermarket level. I haven't finished yet. I'm going through it at the moment. I quite enjoyed the movie when it first came out. I started reading this and then I watched the movie again and really enjoyed the movie again, actually, watching it again. And in connection with this is less a straight novelization, but more of a, it kind of just goes into all the characters and the background and stuff. And it just kind of, initially it's kind of jarring when you first start reading it because it initially feels like, oh, is this real? Is this good? But actually it just feels like Tarantino telling you a story. And it diverges into lots of fiction, lots of facts and nerdisms around the late 60s, early 70s cinema, the characters, and lots of, like the movie, lots of true life characters coming into the fictional world. And it just starts filling some gaps in between stuff and just like minutiae of stuff, a lot more detail or everything else that's going on. And it's just a really entertaining read. I'm really enjoying reading that. I picked up a couple of quid on Amazon. And that's been really good fun. If you liked the movie, this is doing more of the same, and I like what it's doing. I would quite happily have Tarantino write other novels, write some more novels, Tarantino. I'll read them. But yes, that's really good. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it was, I thought, great, and now having watched it with the context of reading some of that, it is just better. And I think it is one of Tarantino's better efforts. It's really well done as what it's doing. You forget, it's a labour of love, and it's just, as I watched it again, it's just like, oh, this is so well done, really nice, just well done. Anyway, yes, I've diverged myself from that. I also sat and watched Shang-Chi was out the other day, the new Marvel Legend of the Ten Rings, or whatever the hell it's called. I thought it was all right. It peaked early, I felt. There's a bus fight early doors in it, which is really well done. Fantastic. And then it kind of melds into CGI overload, a Marvel ending, giant bloated CGI Marvel ending. And I'm kind of starting to feel a little bit burnt out on Marvel. It feels a little bit cookie cutter in that it's very much, it's the same process. We're going to do this. They need to mix it up a bit. I know that Raimi's doing the Doctor Strange movie. I had hoped that maybe that's going to break the mold a little bit. It is all feeling a little bit now. We're going to do this happens, then this happens, and that happens. That's kind of the Marvel template, and it's worked very well up to now. But it's starting to feel a little bit run out for me. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. It was all right. Cut. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. It was all right. But it's one of those that I feel that I'm if I watch it again, it'll be on Disney Plus, and I might catch it later. But it's one of those that kind of felt, yeah, it was all right. There's a few of the Marvels which are quite well done. I quite enjoyed the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. They're definitely ones I can revisit. Before Ragnarok was quite entertaining. I've watched that a couple of times. Some of the others, but yeah, definitely the latter half of that. They're all starting to become a bit bloated and a bit sort of and I've heard the Eternals or whatever it's called, the new one, is not much better. But yeah, anyway, so that's, if you've got Disney Plus, it's on there, you can watch it. It was all right. It's entertaining enough. And I also watched Red Notice, which came out the same day on Netflix. It's been this pushed. It's Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, and The Rock in it. And that was just, I didn't even bother finishing watching it. It's very high budget, huge cast, like obviously big name stars in the main roles. And it's kind of trying to be a James Bond, Indiana Jones spy heist movie, and there's nothing really to grab you. Has some nice sequences, as you'd expect, but the plot is almost non-existent. It makes no sense. Which, okay, it's a popcorn movie, I guess, but it's just everything else about it is just so pedestrian. The soundtrack is just the same four notes being repeated every so often. There's no kind of passion in that. It just feels like it's been a production line produced thing. We got this thing, here we go, here's this thing, and you go, okay, it's very so yeah, I watched about 2/3 of it. I'm sure if you disengage your brain and want some brain dead popcorn entertainment, I'm sure there's some entertainment to be had from it. It wasn't offending me. It was just not doing anything in any way that I was like, wow, that was amazing, or that was cool, or I was really enjoying it. I just kind of found it a bit meh. And I dread to think how much money has been spanked on that. But there we go. If that's your thing, then that's your thing. I did start watching Squid Game with Owen Dawes. We're about halfway through that. That is brilliant. I don't know why it took so long to get around to it, because I do love some of the Korean cinema in that. And this is just, I mean, it's violent. It is violent, I will say this in advance. And it's kind of been, some of it's been played out before in Battle Royale and some other sort of stuff. It's kind of like a very violent It's a Knockout. But I like that it's digging into the characters, and you get in, you know, it's starting to slowly build over the episodes, the characters, and obviously clearly they're all in dire situations that are probably not going to make it. But I mean, it's, you're allowing you to invest in the characters and the situation, and it kind of works. And it's got a lot of subtext and other stuff going in regards to wealth distribution and all that sort of stuff. So it's not just this garish, bloodthirsty, violent fest. It has got stuff going on, social commentary, which is always nice to have a bit of that going on, so your brain can tick that over while you're actually enjoying yourself. So yes, that comes highly rated. As I say, that comes highly rated. Watch the movie again if you don't get a chance. That's it. That's really it. It's been one of those weeks. I appreciate that I've not been great on this of late. I will hopefully get my acting order at some point in time. I'm here for you, aren't I? I'm rough. What more do you want? I've dragged myself out of my sick bed to come here to talk nonsense to you. What more could you possibly ever need in your life? I just don't know. Till then, look after yourselves. There is a video of Charlie's that I've got to edit and get out, and I feel absolutely sorry, Charlie. He's at Cabin Con at the moment, which is a group of buddies, mainly Ben and Charlie's mates, and I've been there once, and it was really good fun. They go and kind of basically go into this sort of, I'm going to say, a minute stately home is what I'm going to say, because it is this weird sort of big, small building, and just play board games for the entire weekend and week. I know they're going to play War Room. I've seen photos that Ben had that set up. Charlie had some stuff he was going to play. I would have liked to have gone, A, a bit tight I'm not really financially flush at the moment, would have been an issue. B, getting up there was an issue. And C, obviously, clearly, I'm rough, which would have probably put the final nail in the coffin of that one. But I'd be interested to see how Charlie feeds back from that, what they did, what they played. I'm sure he'll do a video or something for that. I do have a video, as I say, from Charlie's, and I'm appalled to say it's been sat on my drive for weeks. I need to edit and get that out, and most of it's probably now not current. But I'll probably do it anyway, because, bless him for doing it. But there we go. That's me. That's us. That's what's going on. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. Whatever's going on in your world, chin up, oh chaps. Keep on, crack on. And I'll be back soon, I'm sure, with more of this nonsense. Until such point in time, ta-ta, tatio, goodbye, farewell, and I'll see you soon. Bye.